Welcome to our show. This is the Parent Hack here on the Wireless, and today in studio we have a lovely guest, Nicola Cronje from My Magic Words. But today we're not talking about reading, because last time we were talking about the importance of reading, what books parents can get for their kids, and how amazing it is for parents to read with their children to get those amazing bonds. But today we are talking about something interesting. Nicola, how are you today?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Again,
yes.
We love you so much. So for those that missed you last time, please give us just a brief explanation of what you do at My Magic Words, what you offer.
Perfect. So My Magic Words at its core is a secondhand children's bookstore. We specialize in good condition secondhand children's books from 0 up to 15, 16 years. And then over and above that, we offer lots and lots of different arts and crafts classes for kids from 2 up to about 12 years of age. A huge variety, anything from pottery to slime making to painting to you name it. We do it all. And we also do birthday parties as well, and then we get involved. We're very involved with the schools locally as well. So schools also come and visit us to do crafts and outings and puppet stories, and then we also go out to them and offer the same there at the school.
So it's an everything thing.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So what are some of your favorite materials to use for arts and crafts?
Some of my most favorite would, definitely be paint, because painting is something that, all kids can really do. There isn't a lot of skill involved, but it teaches a whole lot. And then other than that, clay is a wonderful material for kids to use, as well as Play-Doh. Play-Doh is fantastic as well. We do several different Play-Doh classes as well, and all of those are brilliant at helping to develop children's fine motor skills.
All right. So talking about social development in children, how do you think arts and crafts get in there? How does it work? Does it help with their social development?
Oh, definitely, yeah, because they learn from watching each other, and there's a lot of collaboration that they can do on projects as well. So yeah, it's great for building their social skills and as well as developing their own independence as well, because it helps to build their confidence and express themselves as well.
Oh, yeah, that is true. So for parents and caregivers that want to encourage creativity and all that in their children, what activities and crafts would you suggest they try out first?
I think a wide variety is best of all, because if you expose them to we've got the internet as well these days, which is such a valuable resource for ideas, so that you can rather look at, well, what materials do I already have, and look at pairing that up with an idea that you can find, so that it doesn't have to be an expensive thing. A lot of stuff you've often already got at home. But yeah, painting is one that all kids love to do, and it's really expressive. They have a lot of fun with it. It's good for them to get their hands, messy, and feel and touch and smell and experience. So yeah, you can get a lot of ideas off of the internet. At
just
cheap
and
internet. Easy. Yeah, absolutely. So. There's a lot on offer. And
also with painting, you as a parent can also join in on that. And
absolutely.
It would be so fun to do it.
And they learn from you, and once again, like we discussed very much with the reading, it becomes a bonding thing as well, a way to spend quality time with your child. But the one thing that I always try and caution parents about when it comes to arts and crafts is to not try and give too much instruction, not interfere too much in the process. There's a lot to be said about process art, where it's more about the process than about what the result is at the end of the day. Because every time a parent tries to say, oh, don't do it like that, or here, let me do that for you, you're undermining that child's self-esteem. Yes, you're actually telling them you're not doing it right, you can't do it properly, and that is how they learn. They've got to do it themselves. They've got to, they've got to experience themselves, and it's they learn to find their own little voice and their own expression, their own creativity. If they get to do it themselves.
Yeah, that is true. And with children, if they do it, they will learn to love it. So now when you're getting in there, now it becomes a chore or something. And we don't want that. We want them to learn. We want them to grow. We want them to find themselves. Maybe they are an artist of tomorrow.
Right.
So it happens. So tell us, Nicola, how can parents make sure that the arts and craft activities they are doing are age appropriate?
Well, I think a lot of parents sort of had a good gauge of where their kids are developmentally, sort of what they can handle and what they can't. And it's always good to challenge our kids. So something that they do find that might be a little bit above their abilities is absolutely fine. But we also don't want to frustrate them as well at the same time. So it's really just a case of trial and error. And sometimes they're going to love it, and other times they might not. And that's that's okay. It's all part of the learning journey. You find those things that interest your kids more than others, and I think it's a good lesson to teach kids that you're not always going to enjoy everything that you do. Life is like that, some things are going to be frustrating, and you shouldn't give up for that reason. You just persevere. And so, parents can just help, jump in where their kids really are struggling and let them do the parts that they really can do themselves.
So they need to find out what works for their kid, because what works for my kid won't work for your kid.
100%.
So you need to find balance.
Absolutely.
All right. So what are some of the activities that you are going to have at My Magic Words? Something exciting coming?
We've got something very exciting lined up for this coming weekend. We are doing themed Frozen Play-Doh kits, actually, so which I absolutely love. It's just good, clean fun. It's brilliant use of their imagination. They don't tire of it. They can use it over and over again. So we give them the Play-Doh, we give them glitter, we give them gems and sparkles, and we give them the little characters as well from Frozen. We've done other themes as well in the past, where we've done unicorns and space and dinosaurs and fairies, and they make their own little picture using all the little bits and bobs. There's pom-poms and pipe cleaners and all sorts to make these little pictures out of the Play-Doh, and they can use it over and over again, and it really just gives a lot of scope for the imagination. And it's amazing the stuff that kids come up with. Really, we give them sort of examples of how they can design something, and then they just take it from there, and they come up with the most amazing things. And then the following weekend after that, we're actually making dragon or mermaid eggs out of air dry clay. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, so they can each, so if they want to do dragon eggs or mermaid eggs or one of each, they can, and then we sculpt that out of air dry clay, and then they decorate it with shells and beads and sequins and all sorts. It's lovely. We did it during the previous school holidays, and the kids loved it as well.
Okay. I think I want to join in. I think some fun is needed, some glitter, of course. I love that. So how, or rather, what age can parents start with arts and crafts?
As young as possible. Young as possible. That you can start with working those little hands and things. I would say from the age of 1 already. Sometimes even before that, there's a lot of sensory type activities that you can do with kids, where you use food safe items like, colored pasta and rice and lentils, and you make pictures with that, and that you give them tools and things to play with those items, and there's lots of non-toxic safe paints that kids can do, some finger painting, getting their hands messy, like I've mentioned, Play-Doh is another fantastic one that you can do right from very young, because it's safe as well. So the earlier the better. And yes, they do art at school, absolutely, and they get that exposure. But the more the better. There's a lot less need for having to eventually send your child to OTs and extra therapy and stuff if you're getting, because that is what they go for, because they haven't developed enough of those fine motor skills or gross motor skills, and arts and crafts can really help develop those fine motor skills.
So if you can at home, then why not?
Absolutely. And it's fun. I really, it's, and like we've said as well, it's that bonding that you get to do with your child, and it's confidence building, and it's problem solving. Children are problem solving while they are creating art. They're learning to express themselves. They're building that confidence, how to express themselves. It's invaluable.
Sure, especially with painting, maybe you get those dark colors, so you can't say, why are you using dark colors? They're expressing themselves.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Like it's about the process. It's not about the result. The results will come with practice, but that you've got to let them practice and let them do it on their own to learn that they can.
All right. That is Nicola Cronje from My Magic Words. So tell us, for someone who is like interested, like I am, especially with the dragon eggs, count me in on that one. So for someone who is interested and who wants to bring their children to you, where can they find you?
So we've got very active Facebook and Instagram pages. People can find us on Facebook. That's where we, Facebook and Instagram, and where we announce a lot of our upcoming activities that we'll be having. And they can also go onto our website, which is www.mymagicwords.co.za. And we hope to hear from everybody, and we look forward to having them and having a whole lot of fun.
And I promise you, it is fun. I checked their Facebook page and I saw something that I want to try with my niece. I won't tell you what it is. Go and check it out for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Nicola Cronje from My Magic Words.